everybody, welcome back. My name is Dany Acosta, and today I have a brand new video where I help you envision inspiration. And today we're going to be talking about 20 things you need to know about your college or university campus from a blind perspective. Before we get started, everybody, I'm going to be announcing at one point through this video the winners of our giveaway for a $50 Amazon gift card and two $20 gift cards. And also, I have a huge announcement for all of you, and I hope you guys can stay till the end of this video. Let's get back to it. For those of you that don't know, I am completely blind, and I finished my bachelor's in social work at Salem State University. So a lot of the information I'll be sharing here will be based on the Salem State University campus. So the first question is, why did you choose Salem State University? The reason I chose it was fairly simple. It was affordable, it was super budget friendly, it was very easy for me to commute to from my house. I live in Lynn, so Salem, Massachusetts is not that far from where I live. Also, as a social work student, I realized that the social work department was amazing. It was credited university for social work, and it wasn't that hard. It was actually really cool to get to the building, but I'll speak more about that in a bit. The big question is, am I happy at the university? Absolutely. In fact, I'm so excited with it that I'll be returning in 2022 for my master's in social work. Number 3. Are there any improvements that can be done to make the university accessible? Absolutely. There are so many things that could be done. I can't speak for everybody, but I want to speak a little bit on a blind perspective and a friend that shared with me her experience from a wheelchair user perspective. And so some of the things with a blind perspective is that when there's a lot of fairs, a lot of events, the map that I have down in my mind, the map that I have been taking weeks, days, hours to learn has all of a sudden been distorted. Sometimes there's like games outside, there's like big events, there could be a plethora of moments where I can get lost. Or for example, there's hallways and they're filled with tables. Maybe there's people giving out things, and all of that is great. I'm not having anything against it. But one of the things that can make it a lot more accessible is sending out an email to students who have a disability so they can plan ahead and know what's expected. For example, there was one time where I was at the library and there was a lot of art hanging from the ceiling. There was some art hanging and sticking out of the walls, and I was like, whoa, what the heck is all of this? There was like strings with paper hanging from tree branches, and I was like where am I? What's going on here? So that just kind of like threw off my roadmap. And also, when you're walking on sidewalks, the city or the neighborhood is supposed to be responsible for cleaning their sidewalks with salt, like salting them, right, shoveling. And a lot of times that was not accessible. That was not the case. So these are the types of things that you need to plan out for ahead of time. I will say though that they were very flexible in working with us to make things accessible. For example, I was a president of the Committee for Equitable Transportation, where we were able to advocate, and thanks to all of those students and professors who were fully involved, who signed the petition, and we were able to go all the way to Chief Labonte and President John Keenan to get equitable transportation to the School of Social Work, which was a really amazing experience. Number 4, how accessible are the offices for administrators, advisors, student navigation, etc.? So for me, it was actually not that bad. It was pretty easy as long as I had someone to take me there. Because having to learn different offices, different maps all the time, it can become very overwhelming in the middle of the semester, especially when mobility is not really my thing, right? Like, I thrive in technology, but when it comes to a white cane, it's kind of hard for me. It's kind of hard for me to like adapt to different situations and different circumstances. So many times when I had to meet somebody, this is what I did. Like, that Salem State always made sure that their employees were willing, their staff, their professors were willing to go out of their way to meet me somewhere so that I can walk to the office with them, which was really incredible and very kind on their behalf. Number 5, were classes in person and online accessible? Yes and no. When it came to PowerPoint, no. Many times I was in a class and I heard this a lot. I'm sorry I didn't send you the notes ahead of time. This is some of the things that I talked about in a previous video during this Envision series, where you want to make sure professors send all of their PowerPoints to disability services so you can have those notes ahead of time. This also happened on Zoom. Many times during icebreakers, that also happens. They'll do an icebreaker whether it's on Zoom or even in person, and many times we can't participate because it requires vision, it requires sight, right? And so if there's a picture on the wall and we have to kind of like, what is our interpretation of it? I can't participate because I can't see it, right? So there's certain things that were not great. But other than that, it was pretty accessible. It was pretty good. A lot of the desks were really close to outlet on the wall and very close to the entrances of the classrooms, which made me feel very comfortable. Number 6, were classrooms activities accessible? Like I mentioned previously, they kind of were sometimes, but most of the time, they were. I would say they were, but there are some activities that are not. And so you want to make sure from the beginning of class that you talk to your professor and you let them know, hey, if we're going to be doing group activities, can we just speak a little bit about, so we can bring mindfulness, so we can bring visual impairment awareness to our class, to let them know if you're going to do a group activity during the class throughout the semester, make sure that everyone can participate. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask the student who has a visual impairment. It doesn't bother. Better to ask than to assume. Number 7, is disability services accessible? Absolutely, kind of. You see how a lot of these answers are kind of? When I barely started at Salem State, it was not that accessible. But as I kept going, I realized that the reason it wasn't was because on the street level entrance to the library building, which is the closest entrance to the building that's the closest to the disability services office, was not accessible. They did not have a sign that said library entrance or Frederick E. Library or nothing. They didn't have any sign. So what did I do? I started to ask questions. I started to seek guidance and counsel. And I realized that a lot of students had advocated in the past, but they weren't able to successfully do something in terms of making a change. But after advocating, today we have a completely accessible sign at the street entrance at Salem State University to the library. And by the way, that shuttle that we have also goes to this library, because now we have equitable transportation for all students with and without disabilities. I also want to mention, once you're going through that door, you have to remember that you have to stick kind of to the right. You want to make sure you get some mobility orientation. But once you're in that main hallway that leads to disability services, it's phenomenal. So you want to make sure that you know how to get to disability services before you even start the semester. Number 8, is the library accessible? Absolutely. This is actually one of my favorite places because you can study there, you can go hang out, you can go and just meditate, you can go rest. It's one of the quietest places on campus. Outside can be kind of rowdy depending what's going on, but indoors, especially in a study room, oh my gosh, how many hours have I spent in those study rooms? It's been incredible, an amazing experience, and my girlfriend works there, so but she always makes it very easy for me to enter the library. And so if you have any questions about the library on your campus, you want to make sure that you know how to get to your library, how to get to different parts of the library, but also how to get to the most accessible study room so you can reserve that room, whether it has a screen reader on the computer or whatever it may be, so that you can have it closest to your access. Number 9, what do you do when you're not in class? Socialize, network, socialize, network, socialize, and network. Guys, you're in a university, but some of the funnest moments in a university is everything you do outside of classroom. Everything. But it all depends on you. I know a lot of you have to go to work, you have to go pick up the kids and so forth, but when you're able to socialize with people, make new friends, network with people that have the same major as you, you never know the long-lasting relationships that you're gonna build. They might end up being CEOs, entrepreneurs. They might end up being in the same field or in a different field, but in some way or another, you might be able to collaborate in the future. So my encouragement is to always make sure you network with people of all types. I also would go and hang out in a club called InterVarsity, so shout out to InterVarsity, which is an amazing Christian club on different campuses. And if you want to know if there's an InterVarsity in your campus, you should ask Student Life in your college or university. Number 10, where do you meet people? As a visually impaired person, it was kind of hard to do that because you're in a class. Once class is over, everybody runs to the next class, or they all go their separate ways to a cafeteria or something like that. But if I was to ever find myself in a situation where I don't know where I'm going, there I have an opportunity. Excuse me, do you have time? I'm sorry, I just need to get to a restroom. Would you mind giving me some sighted guide assistance? Boom. I just got an open opportunity to make a friend. Or, hey, would you happen to know where the cafe is? Oh, guess what? I'm going there too. Oh my gosh, now we can go hang out, have lunch together, and just chill, right? Now I just socialize, I network. But also, you want to get into groups, you want to get into clubs, you want to get into interest groups on campus, and attend events if possible. Because a lot of these things are great ways to make friends, especially in events that are very diverse or even sporting events. Number 11, what are some local activities around your campus? Because I go to Salem State University, it's actually really simple. It's Salem. There's so much to do out there. We're close to downtown Salem, so there's a lot of shopping places, there's a lot of restaurants, there's a lot of cool places around there. There's fins at the Salem Harbor, there's like harbor cruises, there's so much to do. It's really, really fun. It's all a matter of networking. There's also Forest River Park, which is really cool to go hang out at. There's a lot of local churches, there's a lot of local youth groups. It's just so much fun. It's really diverse, which I really appreciate. But the food, it's actually really interesting. They have a variety, which is awesome. Number 12, how is the food cafe or the lunch trucks? From 1 to 10, I probably would give it a 5. I don't really like it. I'm gonna be honest with you. Usually, not all places, but I can only speak for myself, I never really found healthy options. I'm going to only tell you the handful of options that I did find healthy. I'm going to give you guys an example. One of them was at a dining hall when they were doing mixed drinks, but they were like non-alcoholic drinks. And one of them was an antioxidant watermelon and blackberry drink with like the sugar and the salt and the lime on the rim of the cup. That was so good. It was really healthy. I felt good. And at the dining hall as well, the main chef, the head honcho, as some of you would say, he actually went out of his way. Okay, he's the main guy in charge. He went out of his way and whipped me up a chicken Caesar salad that was incredibly delicious, guys. It was so good. He helped me get to a table. He asked me what I wanted. He went into the kitchen, brought me back. And that's the thing. These cafes, they're not very accessible, guys. The lunch trucks are definitely not accessible because sometimes they park in random places. They'll tell you like, oh, there's lunch trucks out there today. It's like, what is out there? Where is out there? I don't know if that's a shuttle, a bus, a lunch truck. I don't know what it is, right? And a lot of times, if you don't approach the lunch truck, they don't talk to you. Some of the lunch trucks, they're delicious. Don't get me wrong. Some of those are pretty good, but not a lot of healthy options. And so I actually recommend people, if you saw one of my last videos, I recommended bring food from home. You're gonna be a lot better off, and it's a lot healthier, and you're gonna save a ton of money. Number 13, what leadership opportunities are there, and was I in a club? Yes and yes. There is a ton of leadership opportunities on campuses, and one of the ones that really helped me was advocating. Advocating for people with or without disabilities through that equitable transportation committee. Also, being the president of a club really allows you to build character, leadership, and so much resilience because you're doing so much on campus, but you're also doing extra on top of that for students through your club or your interest groups, which is really, really fun. Number 14, your favorite place to study. Mine, personally, was, I think it's like room 101 or room 1 or something like that. I don't really remember, but it's on the first floor. It's the accessible study room at the library. That was my favorite. My other favorite was Starbucks in Central Campus. I really enjoyed that because it can be really quiet. Once you have your headphones on, you have access to a restroom that's all inclusive. And as a visually impaired person, I personally prefer single stalls and not like multiple stall restrooms. So that was great for me. And also, my club would hang out at Viking Hall, 123, which was literally right next door to Starbucks, and there's an inside entrance from Starbucks to that room. So that was very convenient for me. And the last one would probably be at the Disability Services office. It was very quiet. It was very relaxing. I always found myself going to one of the three. So that was really good for me. Number 15, was the gym accessible? I could definitely say it was. But this is the thing, guys. The thing about accessibility is you have to advocate for yourself and you have to make the difference. The gym in itself is not. But the people who worked there made it completely accessible. And there was one of my classmates, she also worked there. Her name was Devin. She was amazing at helping me navigate the gym and everything like that. So that was really good. But on a side note, there's also the bad parts. From a wheelchair perspective, going from O'Keefe to the shuttle to other campuses, it is not that accessible. Sometimes the snow is not very clean. It's really hard. The wheels slip a lot on the ice. It's just not the greatest. But if you have someone, if you're advocating and somebody's helping you, then it can definitely be a breakthrough. Number 16, how was Wi-Fi on campus? It was pretty okay. You know, it's a huge campus, right? And they have a lot of students. I've only had maybe like out of the 2-3 years that I was there, I think I only ran into problems maybe like 3 or 4 times. The Wi-Fi wasn't connecting, my laptop was having problems connecting, things like that. But I would just turn on the hotspot on my phone and then I was good. So it's really so-so type of thing. Number 17, is it easy navigating from class to class? Yes, it can be very, very easy if you get orientation mobility. Or mobility orientation, right? But if you don't, it's not. Because there's a lot of obstacles, there's a lot of confusing parts to it, there's a lot of people walking around, there's a lot of different buildings. When I went to North Shore Community College, class of 2018, what's up? I was in one building all 2-3 years that I was there because I was at the Lynn campus. When I went to Salem State University, there's a lot of buildings in different campuses, and the School of Social Work building was way away from the main 3 campuses. So for me, it was easy only because the majority of my classes were in the School of Social Work building, but there were times where I had classes in Meyer Hall, and it was only because I received orientation mobility to get there. Number 18, was there diversity in professors and students? Professors, not really. There's way more white professors, staff, faculty, and so forth. There are some professors who are of a more diverse culture. I'm not saying whites are not diverse, right? But of other cultures. But in terms of students, it's a lot more diverse, but not as much. But it is pretty fun to see when there is diversity in your class. For me, I was in the School of Social Work. So the majority of the students there, not all, but I would say the majority were white females and colored females. There's not a lot of males in the School of Social Work department. So that was really interesting to see. Number 19, are there internships available? Absolutely. In my experience, I was doing my bachelor's in social work. So one of my classes required me to get an internship for 2 semesters. And let me tell you guys, it was the best. Not only was it the best, I actually work there now as a paid employee, which is an amazing opportunity. I really love it there. I actually work at the Lynn Family Resource Center. Make sure to check us out because I am the mentorship coordinator of the True Mentorship Program. Number 20, was career services helpful? And how did they help me? Well, they are actually really accessible. You can call them, you can set up an appointment. They were actually willing to meet me where it was most convenient for me. And they helped me with a resume that in long term actually helped me get a job at Centerboard at Lynn FRC, which was really, really cool. So yes, I would definitely give them a green light. All right, guys, now we want to do the Amazon gift card giveaway for $50. And this is gonna be heads, Mustafa Katu, and tails is gonna be Chris. And we're gonna ask Google to help us with this. So let's see who's gonna win. Okay, Google, heads or tails? Heads. So Mustafa Katu, you get the prize for a $50 Amazon gift card. Make sure you send me an email, that email that you use for your YouTube account. that way I can email you your Amazon gift card. Okay guys, now we're gonna do the Amazon $20 gift card, and this is gonna be a random 2 people. So there's 15 likes on the Instagram post, and we're gonna choose 2 random numbers from number 1 to 15. So let's ask Google, and then we'll see who our winners are. Okay Google, random number between 1 and 15.
Here's a random number, 8.
Okay, so we got number 8, guys, and then let's do it one more time, and then we'll see who our second winner is. Okay Google, what's a random number between 1 and 15?
13.
Okay guys, so it seems like our winners are going to be number 8 and number 13. So let's go and check who those people are. Who we have for number 1 is TJM underscore Tristan. Sorry, you were number 1. Let's see who's number 2. Christopher DeLeon, I'm so sorry, you were number 2. Oh, MB, you were number 3. Oh man. JS Collection, you're number 4. I'm sorry, bro. Baby Sushi, you're number 5. Flory underscore Mendez, you're number 6. Emma Vasquez, you're number 7. Here we go, guys. Let's see who's number 8. Oh, who's that? Okay, so this one, it actually says Ocean Certified. So it says Ocean Certified Grateful Gal. So if that's you, make sure you DM me, and you DM me your email. That way I can send you your gift card. Let's see who's number 9. Andrew Cardio. Okay, so you're number 9. I'm sorry. Oh, Shibu, bro. Number 10. I'm so sorry. Let's see number 11. Chris, you're number 11. Let's see who's number 12. Ministerio Evangelístico. I'm sorry, you're number 12. Let's see who's number 13, guys. So the winner for this one, number 13, is actually going to be Mayflowers. So if you are Mayflowers, make sure you DM me your email, and I will make sure to send you your Amazon gift card for $20. So that's it, guys. We conclude this video with 2 people from Instagram who won $20 and 1 person from YouTube who won $50. And that's how we conclude our 100 milestone here on YouTube, guys. We want to reach 1,000 subscribers. Let's see if we can get that, and I would love to do a giveaway when we get there. Also, I have a special announcement. Remember I told you guys? Well, I still have it. I started a GoFundMe page. As you guys know, I am a dreamer student. I am completely blind. And because I'm a dreamer, literally a dreamer, I am a DACA recipient, meaning that I am not eligible for financial aid from the government, whether student, financial aid from federal aid, or state aid. So I need your help. The GoFundMe link is down in the description below. Please click on that link and please donate. Whatever you can donate will be greatly appreciated. It will go a very far way, and I will not disappoint you guys. I graduated with an associate's in liberal arts with a 3.94 and the commencement speech. I graduated with a 3.91 at Salem State University with a bachelor's in social work. And now, guys, let's take on the master's. And by the way, if I did commencement speech twice, let's go for a 3rd time. I will make you guys proud. Well, that's it, guys. Remember to envision inspiration. Leave a like, subscribe to our channel, and I will see you guys next time. Love you guys, and God bless you all. Peace.